yourselves a round of applause for being here. I am Reverend Raphael Warnock, Senior Pastor of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, spiritual home of Martin Luther King Jr. I am glad to be here with you in this moment in which we are dedicated and committed to transforming tragedy into triumph. Thank you for your discipline. Thank you for your commitment to this important cause. We want to take a moment right now and remember Sabrina Fulton and Trayvon Martin. This is a public conversation, but let us not forget that at the center of this public conversation is an ordinary family going through private pain. As the pastor of a church, I deal with death all the time, but nothing is as painful as when nature is reversed. And rather than the child burying the parent has to bury the child. And so we have not minded this afternoon standing here even in the rain because Trayvon Martin was murdered in the rain. He laid there dying and bleeding in the rain. The least we can do is stand up for Trayvon Martin in the rain. And so we thank God for this moment. Some moments help define a generation. And I submit to you that such a moment is now. Those of us born after the Civil Rights Movement, this is our moment. This is our hour. Look at yourselves. We're proud. This is our time to raise our voices, turn our pain into power, our anger into action. In memory of Trayvon Martin and all of the Trayvon Martins, let's make Florida and Georgia and America better. With our voices, we can do that. We can make America better. Indeed, we, the people, are the only ones who can. And so we are disappointed. We are heartbroken by last week's verdict. But let us not forget that were it not for the voices of the people, there never would have been a trial. Listen to me. Do not underestimate your power. Were it not for the voices of the people, Mr. Zimmerman never would have been arrested. The Sanford Police Department did not arrest Mr. Zimmerman. You arrested Mr. Zimmerman by the moral power of your own voice. And now through the power of your own voice, you have arrested the attention of an entire nation and indeed the world. And so we have gathered on this Saturday afternoon to say to America, you are under arrest. And you do not have the right to remain silent. You cannot remain silent, not while a young, innocent child is shot in the heart for no reason at all. America, you do not have the right to remain silent. Not while our men and our boys are stereotyped and stigmatized and shot down for driving while black, for walking while black, for standing while black. America, you are under arrest, and you do not have the right to remain silent. Not while Carissa Alexander a brilliant young woman with a master's degree and 3 children, languishes in a Florida prison for shooting in the ceiling. Mr. Zimmerman shot Trayvon Martin in the heart and he went home. Carissa Alexander shot somebody shot in the ceiling, and she is in prison for 20 years. What are you saying to us, America? Are you saying to us that we are not as valuable as an object? We will not sit silently while this happens. America is under arrest, and it is going to be a long summer. It is going to be a summer of activism and nonviolent protests. It's going to be a hot summer. America, you are under arrest and you will not be released until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. So we call on the Justice Department to devote its resources to resume and aggressively pursue its civil rights investigation, not only of Mr. Zimmerman, but of the Sanford Police Department that created this mess in the first place. We cannot be fooled. We cannot be duped. We are an intelligent people. There can be no gainsaying of the fact that Trayvon Martin, an unarmed child carrying candy and iced tea, had a civil right, a constitutional right. He had a human right. He had a God-given right to arrive home safely. And when he did not, he had a right for his death to be taken seriously. And so we are focused on Florida. But not only that, Mama used to say charity begins at home and spreads abroad. And so let us not forget that the same kind of stand your ground law that exists in Florida exists in Georgia. Listen to me. Stand your ground is a clever euphemism that hides the agenda of a gun lobby gone mad.
Preach it.
Don't let anybody fool you. It is not about self-defense. This is not an argument between those who believe in self-defense and those who do not. People who know the law know that self-defense has always been in our law. It's called the Castle Doctrine. But the dangerous thing about this law is that it says you do not have the obligation to retreat. You do not have a moral right to cool the situation down, to walk away, not just in your home, but on the streets. Can you imagine on the streets of America, citizen against citizen, person against person, with a dangerous mix of racism and classism? It is a dangerous combination. Martin Luther King Jr. used to say that a society that says an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. And we say to our politicians that you are blind if you think that stand your ground is the right way to go. And so don't be fooled, my beloved. Our politicians have been bought and bossed by the gun lobby. This is not about public safety. This is about the profit of those who profit off of death. And so we have to continue this fight. Earlier this spring, I went to the state capitol to challenge those same legislators who said what we really need is guns everywhere. They said we need guns in schools. They said to the preachers we need guns in churches, although we did not ask for any guns in our churches. And if you've ever been to a church meeting, you know that the last thing we need is a gun in our churches. Because Christians aren't always very Christian, the last thing we need is a gun in our churches. This is the agenda of the gun lobby.
That's a nice way of
But listen to me, the irony is when I went into the state capitol to fight against this ridiculous law in the state of Georgia, before I could get in the capitol to speak to the lieutenant governor, before I could get into the capitol to speak to our state legislators, I had to walk through a metal detector, take out my cell phone, put it in a basket. Why? Because guns are not allowed in the state capitol, but they want them in our churches and in our schools. Have you lost your mind? And so the governor said just this week that he didn't see anything wrong with the Georgia's Stand Your Ground law. He said, and I quote, "It is very similar to the statute in other states, including the state of Florida." I didn't say that, Nathan Deal said it. He said there's nothing wrong with Georgia's Stand Your Ground law because it is very similar to the statute of other states, including the state of Georgia. Including the state of Florida. Did he see what just happened in the state of Florida? We must move from stand your ground to common ground to common sense. We can do better than this. We can build the beloved America. And so, as I wrap up, let me thank Trayvon Martin. Let me thank the spirit of this young brother for convening this meeting with an invitation sealed with his own blood. He is a lens onto a larger landscape of moral contradictions that underscore America's unfinished business with race and racism. Step back now for a moment and see the larger context. He was a part of a matrix of America's growing and increasingly privatized prison industrial complex. Over 2 million people in jail and prisons in America. Only 9 million people in prison worldwide. How is it that the United States of America has about 20 or 25% of the world's prison population? How is it that prison construction continues unabated even while crime goes down? This is not about public safety. This is about profits. This is about those who devalue our humanity. This is about those who do not understand that unless we all stand together, we will die together. And so he walked into the matrix of this dangerous combination of black men who circulate through the prison industrial complex. They come out, and in this year in which we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, they again experience the same discriminations against which Dr. King and others fought 50 years ago. Tell our young brothers, you go through the prison system, even after you come out, employment discrimination legal, housing discrimination legal, voting discrimination legal. We have to fight against this monster. And then through the lens of that, George Zimmerman saw Trayvon Martin and killed him on that night. But he came quickly. He died quickly with a prophecy on his lips. Listen, and I'm done. Trayvon Martin died wearing a hoodie. Somebody said that made him look suspicious. Well, isn't that ironic? What's so frightening about a black man in a hood? we would suggest that we have plenty of data to be worried when we see other folk moving through our neighborhoods in hoods. Some of them wear hoods, some of them wear pinstripe suits, but in their hearts they're wearing a hood. But I say to you, keep on your hoodie. Don't allow bigotry to penetrate you. Keep on your hoodie. Don't allow anger to penetrate your heart. Keep on your hoodie. Don't become violent. Remain non-violent. Keep on your hoodie. The brother was wearing a hoodie and he was carrying iced tea. Iced tea is made from hot tea. In order to have iced tea, you have to first have hot tea. And in order to have hot tea, you have to take a tea bag and drop it in hot water. But when you drop the tea in hot water, when you drop the tea bag in hot water, it does not become worse, it becomes better. We're trying to drop America in some hot water. Not because we hate America, but because we love America. America, we're putting you in hot water so that your flavor can come out. Trayvon Martin was carrying a bag of Skittles, a refreshing treat in a hard, sugary shell, bringing joy and delight through a multiplicity of colors and flavors. Any child will tell you that there's no such thing as eating a Skittle. It tastes all right by itself, but if you really want to experience joy and delight, you have to take all of the Skittles in their multiplicity of colors and flavors. Put them in your hand at the same time. Put them in your mouth at the same time. We're trying to tell America to taste the rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white. We're all precious in God's sight. Taste the rainbow. Some of us are in gated communities. Some of us are in housing projects, but we're all in the same package. Taste the rainbow. Some of us are poor and some of us are rich, but we're all in the same package. Taste the rainbow. Some of us are Christian, some of us are Muslims, some of us are Jews. Taste the rainbow. We're all in the same package. Stand your ground. Stand your ground for justice. Stand your ground for righteousness. Stand your ground for truth. Stand your ground for our children. We shall overcome someday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to identify a set of problems and move forward. And in